Oh, you can ask in Hindi if you want to. No issue. I understand Hindi also. Okay. So if language is an issue, yeah, go ahead. Is a Hindi girl? No, okay.
How to remove fear of failure?
Fear of failure. Okay. Fear of failure. Okay. So she asked the question about fear of failure. How much time do we have? We have enough time? Okay. So as long as you can ask questions, I will continue. Or else if you want any topic, see, I can go on talking for hours. For me, it's not an issue at all. As long as you ask me a question, because questions is what drives me. And you can ask me anything from birth till death, right? Anything, right? But it should be sensible. So, what is the question? Fear. Okay. How many of you watch horror movies? Can you raise your hand? Everyone watches horror movies. Okay. Now you know where I'm going, right? Okay. So what happens? I'll give you an example how one of the ways how fear comes into your life. Okay. You watch horror movie 3 hours is a movie. Okay. You or some people are into the serials every day. You see something really good. No, really good, right? Really exciting, really thrilling, right? You see the horror movie for that 3 hours movie. Don't you think the next 3 days you tend to think that the ghost is somewhere around? Right? You tend to build up that fear. Okay, when you see a black room, will he suddenly peep out from that room? Right? So what you're doing is 3 days. I never saw any ghost till now. Okay, if I've seen, I'll make sure I let you know. But I never saw any ghost till now. It is a created fear which you're believing that it's true, and your mind also tends to believe for 3 days it's true. So what you're saying is, if a person sees horror movies every day, 3 hours, I'm dead sure he will have some mental issue, right? Because at one fine day, what is going to happen is he'll be talking, oh, this ghost can come from here also, right? So what happens is, fear is something which you are creating by visually seeing. So you're seeing this horror movie, and suddenly everything what is dark, you tend to believe that ghost is there. I'm just giving an example. For example, snake, right? We are all scared of snake. I'm not, but most of the people are scared of snake. Why? Because in your childhood, you have been told by your parents, snake will bite you. You will die. Suddenly in movies you saw after dying, the pus comes out of the mouth. Right? And then doctor, you'll be taken, rushed to the doctor. So all this you have been seeing in movies, and slowly you tend to believe that every snake will kill me. Right? Now how to remove the fear from snake? Get more knowledge about snake. So the only way you can control or understand your fear is to know more about your fear. So for example, snakes. Okay, there are 2 types of snake. You have venomous snake and you have poisonous snake. If you identify that, in bead 60% or 70% is non-poisonous snake. It's only 30% which is poisonous. Okay, when I see the snake, I can understand that. Poisonous snake have that eyes which is in line, the other one has a round eyes, right? Other thing about snake is, if you stand in front of the snake without any movement, the snake has its own way to go. It won't bother you. So what happens is, the more knowledge you have about that fear, the more you get confident. Then whatever, when you see a snake, oh, I just need to stand here. But the problem is, when you see a snake, when you start moving, only it'll come and bite you. And why it's biting you? Because it thinks that you are going to attack. Snakes never come and say, nice leg, let me go and bite. Right? Snake never goes that way. Snake goes in a way that, okay, I am feeling threatful, and that's how it is. I know I didn't answer your question. Tell me a specific fear you want to talk about.
I want to know about the fear of failure.
Okay, fear of failure. Yes, so that's why when I'm seeing a face, I know I didn't answer it. Right? No, because when I talk in such a way that it answers many of your questions first, and then I go specific so that you don't get bored, right? So now I'll come about failure, because I know many people are scared of snake. You are all watching horror movies, all are getting the fear into it. You watch horror movies. Lately, this fear get transferred to something else. Fear of my child falling down, or all this comes inbuilt, because you are leaving your mind so fearful that after that, everything which you look, which is alert to you, it becomes fear. Now about failure. Failure is a good thing, right? First accept that, right? I've told the same thing in today's morning school also. You need to fall to jump more higher. For example, if I'm standing like this, I can only jump this much. But don't you think if I duck down, I can jump more higher? Right? So for example, you need to fall to actually jump. So what a failure or problems is something which life hits you down so that you can understand much more better for a better jump. For example, a child does the first exam, okay, fails in the first exam. He really works hard, and in the second exam, he scores double than what he expected in this first exam. Is this a failure? No. But what happens is, once the failure happens, you sit on that failure and say, oh, I am worthless. Then parents will say, oh, you have failed badly. And you sit in that failure, sit in that failure, sit as a failure. Only then it becomes a failure. But if we work hard and work on to the next part, okay, I failed. Because if you fail only, you will know your true worth. Everything you're passing, suddenly one guy will give you a hit. Oh, I don't know, depression. So what life is doing, earlier they give you the failure, right? Earlier they give you problems so that you can lift up yourself. So don't think failure as a failure. Failure is something to tell my true worth. And once I understand my worth, I can work on it so I can get better results. Like, people are scared of failing. I say, like, I'll be the happiest man if I fail, because I have something to learn, right? In a session in Mumbai which I gave, the children said, sir, we don't understand in English, we want to talk in Hindi. I literally talked in broken Hindi. But I know I was failing there as a communicator as Hindi. But I know if I talk more Hindi, my Hindi is going to improve. So the same failure, I saw it as success. Now I answered your question? Okay, perfect.